Jokic has to put it up. Falling away, puts it up.
This in with your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Jokic back to Murray, another three-pointer. It's good! Jamal Murray red hot! On the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope.
All right, welcome back to the Sports Shorts podcast.
What's
we
up?
are here to talk playoff basketball, baby. It is here. We're 2 games in. We're like kind of happy. We're also kind of depressed. And we're gonna get into all of our emotions here on the podcast today. We have some awesome guests here today. We have our first 2 guests. Like, we've had 1 guest before. We've never had 2 guests before. So this is gonna be fun. We have Caitlin and Spencer from EU Sports. EU Sports.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hello.
They're pretty big. They're pretty big in the sports community.
Just who needs some autographs?
You're in the
Who
middle.
needs
Exactly.
some? No, I'm just kidding.
we made like a whole like $10 the other day, and that was big.
Let's go.
Very important people.
I mean, really,
Yes.
you guys have grown your podcast pretty quickly. I mean, you guys started it not too long ago, and you guys have
Oh,
a couple
thanks.
thousand subscribers now, and so you're the next big thing. So we're happy to have you early before you're too famous to come back and talk to us. But
Never.
welcome to the show.
Never.
We're
Never.
excited to have
Thanks
you.
for having us.
Thanks so
Yeah.
much for having us.
I wanted to start, Keelan. So you seem to be like a big Warriors fan. Do you like the Warriors more than the Nuggets, or what's going on here?
I think I'm more emotionally invested in the Warriors. That's a great question. And I mean that in the sense of like, I have been like studying and watching and obsessed with Steph Curry since he got drafted. And so I have a really big emotional investment in Steph and like his success. Legit, like I'm wearing a Steph jersey, but like once he's gone, there's a pretty big likelihood I'm going to be like a fair weather Warriors fan. But I'm a lifelong Nuggets fan, born and raised in Colorado, grew up going to Nuggets games. So that's like my hometown team. Their success always comes first to me.
That's
Good.
what we like to hear.
Good.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie though, Steph is the absolute easiest human being to cheer for on the planet.
Oh,
He is.
I mean,
He's
Yeah, we're
so
all
good.
fans. We
Yeah.
are.
Every single basketball player who's played basketball is a Steph fan. I can say that
Yeah.
pretty
Yep.
confidently.
Oh, have to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Spencer,
he's
what's your like? Have you always have you been a lifelong Denver sports fan?
No,
Colorado,
actually.
like, what's the story there?
So I had never had an NBA team because my parents, like, we were like an NFL family, or well, honestly, not even NFL. We were like a college, like I was raised an Alabama fan, like Roll Tide, like Alabama football. My dad's from Alabama.
Oh.
And and then I was in college, and I was really high school. I always liked watching basketball once I got a little older and like I was watching. So I fell in love with like the super team Warriors, like Steph, KD, and like Clay and like their whole run. But I wasn't like watching all their games. I was watching them in the playoffs, and I was obsessed with KD. And then I really liked Russ on the Thunder in college. And then I went to school with Jamal, and like he used to date like one of my friends, so like had been around each other. And so I graduated college, and that's like when like the bubble series was happening, and my friend and I were like watching, and I just like got like hooked, and then I became obsessed with Jokic. And then when I moved here was when I like became like doesn't miss a game, watches all 82, cries if I miss a game, cries if we lose. And I've now
Emotional
turned my
investment.
parents into Nuggets fans because now they watch every game and live text me during every game. It's so fun.
Oh man, you have live texting buddies. You need one of those.
Oh, yeah.
You need one of those.
Oh, it's Caitlin and my mom.
So most of my buddies are Jazz fans, and they're just like either sympathize texting me or like, dude, did
I
you
didn't
just
know
see
there
what
were-
Jokic did? Like, so I don't have a ton of like Nuggets fun chats. Me and Brendan go back and forth the whole games, but it's really fun to have somebody to live talk to through the games and stuff.
I think you take up as much space on my messages as anybody, just because of our Nuggets live messages.
Felt.
Yeah, my all caps button is on lock during games.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Caitlin
like-
and I,
too.
it's like you can't even understand the text. I'm like literally like typing so quickly. Caitlin's like, what? And I'm like, Peyton Swatson can't, and then it's like just like gibberish.
No,
And yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
Our
funny.
letters, because of like the all caps and like how
Yeah.
fast
Yeah.
we're typing, and
But
just
we've
trying to
learned
like
to read
get.
it.
Yeah, no, we're actually really impressive. I'm sure it's,
It's like our own
Braille,
language.
same thing.
Yeah.
We can figure it out.
Yeah, like
Um,
when we're texting, we got to text fast so we can get our point across. So it's like
Before the next play happens.
It's Yoke, it's Paul, it's MPJ. It's never their full name because you don't have enough time to type out their.
Oh no,
their
we'll
whole
be
name.
like Russ with like 5 different, or
CB.
just text CB.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
or-
we have to. I'm pulling up our text from the last game from the last 3 minutes. I have
Oh,
to.
geez.
I gotta read it off. Do you guys have yours? Is it two NSFW? to
let's
share?
see.
what?
You never know.
I have to
Let me
go
see if I
back
can
because
pull
Caitlin
it up.
and I text all day, every day.
We
Yes,
were
let me
we
see.
were in Brendan and I were in Washington D.C. watching the game together when they lost to the Wolves in
Oh my gosh.
double overtime. Yeah, you
The
heard me say
miss-
something
oh,
that
you-
I haven't said in a
I was
while.
gonna say, of course you remember. How could you possibly ever forget that game?
We
Oh,
were together when we
I
were
remember.
watching that game. And Brendan, fun fact, he didn't know that they called a foul. So he was cheering, and I'm sitting there like this. I'm like, dude, they called a foul.
Yeah.
Because Brendan's like, we won. I'm like, no, we lost. We literally lost.
We
They called a-
lost.
I was like, losing
Yeah.
my mind. I was like, dude, I'm gonna.
Oh, our text from that game, because I was like laying on my couch and I had to go to bed because, of course, it went super late and I work at like 7 a.m. So it was I think it was an 8 o'clock game. So it's like at this point, 11:30, and I'm like, I can't go to bed. Like that just ruined
Yeah.
my entire like life,
It
honestly.
was 1:30
Yeah.
in the morning where we were in DC.
Yeah, we were Eastern
Oh.
time, and it was
I-
it was rough.
I feel that. I was in DC a few weeks ago and was watching the Nuggets games, and it was painful.
Yeah.
Painful for me
Yeah.
too. I was like
Pain.
laying in bed, and I was like, you know, it was like those movie moments where you're just like laying in a bed, and there's like the light from the moon coming in, and you're just like laying there, just so sad about life, up for hours,
That's a good.
existential
Contemplating.
crisis. Yep.
I doom scroll Twitter pretty bad after games
Me
like that,
too.
and
Every time.
I'm ashamed to
Yep,
say
you
my
have to.
sleep patterns are pretty severely affected
Associated
by the
yeah.
result of Nuggets games sometimes. And
Oh yeah.
It's
Well, I
painful.
was at the game on Monday, and I already knew I was going to not be getting a lot of sleep because I knew the game was going
Right.
to end between like 10:30, 10:40. But I was like, oh, like it's playoff games, and I'm moving in like 3 weeks. So I'm like, I have to go for probably my last playoff game while living here, and then we lost. And I was like, so I not only am I getting no sleep, but we lost. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
even worth it. And I just
Yeah.
watched Kawhi go nuclear for 2.5
Unbelievable.
hours.
unbelievable.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have thoroughly appreciated seeing that in person. I would have really enjoyed it if we would have won. But like, man, he's good. It's so painful.
So let's ask Spencer. Did you thoroughly enjoy seeing it in person?
Watching Kawhi
Listen.
be Kawhi.
Watching Kawhi
It
be
was
Kawhi.
as someone I've like really loved Kawhi. He's been like, if he hadn't been injured, he would have remained like in like one of my favorite players. I don't like
Yeah.
mention him all the time just because he hasn't played in so long. But it just reminded me, like, you know, Nuggets fan aside, how good he is, or incredible, really. Like, good's not even the proper word to describe it, but it was insane because they were talking. I don't know if y'all have ever watched like the All NBA show with Legs and Adam.
Of course.
But Legs was talking about how Kawhi's shot doesn't have any arc on it. And I was like, that's why it looks weird. Because before I was like, man, his three, like there were so many shots that I was like, oh, like what is, like it, because it goes like straight almost. It like does not go like that. And,
Yeah. He's
a
and it was
quarterback.
just money. It was just money every single time. So
It
that
was
was
just
really
money.
cool to watch,
Yeah.
just despite the loss.
Yeah. I mean, it's memorable, if anything. It's memorable, right?
I wish it was
is.
memorable, like for my team, for the
Yeah.
Nuggets,
Yeah.
not necessarily them, but
And
whatever.
I mentioned this on Twitter, but I don't know if you guys remember or follow the Nuggets closely when they played the Trailblazers a couple years in the first round, and Damian Lillard had an absolutely insane game. He scored 55 points, and I think he made like 6 threes in a row, like from the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter to the end of double overtime.
I know
And-
exactly which game you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so that one was super memorable, and it's fun to look back and be like, oh, I can't believe I got to watch that. But it's better. It's so much better because the Nuggets actually won that game,
Yeah, we
right?
won. So it's like that was cool, Dame, but
This one, it'll maybe take me a little bit to appreciate Kawhi.
Exactly. I was like, how great would it be if he was shooting like that, because I appreciate him so much. But I thought we had that game, so I was like, oh, this is like the best ever. Like I get to watch James Harden try and sell them. Amazing. And then Kawhi go nuclear. And then it all went downhill.
It did.
Yeah. Even David Adelman, I thought this too after the game. He was like, I thought they played better tonight. And I thought they did. I thought they played better in game 2 and lost.
Yeah.
And then in game 1, they played so like weird.
You thought they played better?
I do.
I do. So, and I do too. I think that game 2, I think the only reason we lost game 2, in my opinion, is because of Adelman's coaching error and not calling a timeout. I think we could have gotten another shot off and we could have taken it to overtime if all would have worked out properly. And then I also just think that it was like a couple little like detrimental mistakes. Like, I feel like overall we played a lot better. Like game 1, I feel like both teams kind of played like shit the whole game. I feel like both of them.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this basketball game? Like, I don't know what anyone's
our
doing.
defense for like the whole, like after the first quarter of game 1, and actually after the first quarter and a half, I thought the defense looked so much better because in this past game, like Kawhi just got the switch onto Jamal and Hunter, and like Jamal's literally 6'5", you know, and Kawhi is like an Aaron Gordon type body. And so that was like painful for me is they weren't double teaming him, which I didn't understand because they were trapping him so well in like the third and fourth quarter of game 1. And when you have a guy going like that, I wish they would have done that, like the same kind of just like start picking him up at half court and like double teaming him with CB and AG. So that's what I didn't think the defense was better at all, but MPJ had a better game at least.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, Peyton Watson was talking about this too, but I do think he's going to see more minutes and spend more time with Kawhi in game 3.
Yeah. I mean, you can't let Kawhi switch onto Jamal so easily, right? And I think David Adelman did talk about that in the presser today, and how, like, when they're setting up their defense, they know the Clippers are a very like ISO heavy team, right? They're gonna try and switch onto your worst defender, and so you can try and start Jamal on a different defender, so he avoids switching onto Kawhi. But then it seemed like the Clippers were able to, they got out in transition, and Kawhi immediately sought out Jamal, and so you kind of are just stuck there, right?
He's like, you're mine.
Yeah, and like Jamal played pretty good defense. He was staying in front of him. I thought he was working pretty hard.
Some of those shots were just,
you just can't do anything about it. But to your point,
I always say the same thing. You can't really do anything about it when Kawhi is shooting 90%.
I mean, I thought a lot of his shots, like, I mean, they were closely contested too.
Like, I would say 95% of them were contested very well.
Yeah, I really don't think, like, and that's what I think happened. I think the defense may have seemed worse, which I think it was a little bit, obviously, but when a offensive player of that caliber is on, and we've talked about this in the past, NBA players are the best in the world, and I think there's a lot, I think this may be just my opinion, but I think there's a lot of players in the NBA that cannot be stopped offensively. I think there's a lot of players that are just 100% unguardable. It does not matter what you do. And he just got into that flow state, and his shot was falling, and it didn't matter if, Yoke was on his left side and CB was behind him trying to block him. He still hit that buzzer beater halftime shot. Like,
he just made me so mad.
He did not see anybody in front of him. It was like he was shooting in an open gym.
Well, and so that's actually what I was going to say, Spencer, when you were talking about like them double teaming, as you were talking about it, I was like, I wonder if in game 2 they weren't trapping him at half court because they were like, Kawhi's going to shoot 90% in this game, whether we have 3 people on him, whether we have 1 person on him, or whatever it may be. And so maybe they were using the other person to guard someone else. They can live with Kawhi shots, but then kind of
But
lead everyone else.
He was
I don't
doing
know.
all those shots himself, and to me, it's like we were able to force the ball out of his hands in game one, and he wasn't really. And like that could have been just because he didn't feel like the shot was falling. But I felt like when we were picking him up, like doing that like aggressive doubles, that it was just forcing. Like he couldn't even like look up without seeing pressure. And like no matter, of course, like I thought Jamal was contesting well, but when it's just like him, like on like Kawhi, he's fine. So I think I just didn't appreciate the like just allowing the ISO so much, 'cause especially like, you know, James Harden wasn't doing much. Like it was just Kawhi going insane. So I would have rather them pulled how the Lakers guarded Jokic in that one game earlier in the season where you have like 3 guys and you dare other people to make it. Because I'm like, if he can't even get a shot up, and then you can adjust if the other guys are also knocking down shots and readjust.
Literally.
I just felt like there weren't any real good like in-game adjustments from Adelman.
I think
that's
the scary part. The second time they beat OKC at home, I thought they did a good job with Shea, and they let other people shoot, and that's when Lou Dort had 9 threes or 8 threes.
A lot.
We're gonna live with this guy splashing threes, and they won by a lot. And Shea had 26, I think, and so it was a low game for him. And I think they need to do something like that. But that's the thing, is the Clippers have a lot more. I mean, Thunder are not a good team to relate that to because they're so deep. But the Clippers have a lot of guys that honestly scare me that haven't been playing that good.
Same.
I mean, Norman Powell hasn't been playing good. You know who actually scares me that I think is going to play really well at home is
Bogey?
Bogey.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like,
He's
this
absolutely
is
going
due
to.
for like 10-3 game. I'm so scared right now. He's so bad.
That is the most worrisome thing from the first 2 games is how bad he's been so bad.
To me, Jamal hasn't even hit, like, Jamal's, like, almost, like, on the, like, cusp of, like, a Jamal playoff game. So I'm like, I just need, like, Jamal to have, like, I'm like, he's due for one of those insane nights where he just, and I feel like he's been leading up to it. I felt like he got a lot of good looks on game 1, but they just weren't falling. But they were open shots, and his like turnaround jumpers just weren't falling. But I felt that in this game, a lot of his shots were starting to go in a little bit more. Like he wasn't perfect, so I feel like he's like ramping up to like give us.
I agree.
Give us
played well. Like I feel like
I agree.
mean, he did. And I look at his box score, and he was 9 for 17, which is okay. I thought he shot better than that. He's 4 for 8 from 3, which was good. But it seemed like his open shots he made. But with Jamal in that game, he just got so sloppy at times, and I think that's what really kind of made it not a good Jamal game. I mean, not a great Jamal game. I think he played okay.
To your point, and like we've talked a lot about the defense, and I think the defense is what it is. And I think my takeaway is that Denver can play defense well enough against this team.
Totally.
Because
100%.
you're just you're living with either James Harden ISOs or Kawhi ISOs, and that can only hurt you to like such an extent. You really, if you're living with those 2 things and you're keeping the other guys kind of not as involved, I think you live with that. I think, and if you have a night like what Kawhi had, then you might lose. My bigger worry is actually on the offensive side, and how they're not really able to get in an offensive flow at all. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but there's been so many times when they're like, oh, they're up 3, they're up 5, they're up 4, and they can't ever get that next bucket to kind of get them
They
over
can
the
never
top.
pull away. Yes,
They can get the
that's
stop,
what I've been
and
saying.
then and then they're not converting.
Credit to the Clippers defense. Like they're legit.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yes.
They're really good defensively.
They've been phenomenal.
Chris Dunn is so annoying to play against. And as much as I hate to admit, I think Zubac has done a pretty good job on Jokic with all of the help that they're able to send to Jokic.
Yeah,
when
he
he
always
catches the
has
ball.
been a good Jokic defender.
I
It's
was
just really
pushing
annoying.
the
He really
narrative. I was
has.
pushing it so hard. I'm like, you guys are scared of Zubac, really? You guys are scared of that guy? I couldn't buy it. But he's done a good job. But Jokic is literally getting triple teamed in the paint. And they're just not. Denver is not making them pay for it because Jamal has really been the only other creator in the offense, and AG didn't look as healthy in game 2. I'm a little concerned about that. We'll see. We'll monitor that.
He's not even on the injury report though. I just looked at it, which is nice. MPJ's on it, which I think we all knew was probably obvious after.
But anyways, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts overall on the offense, but I think that's maybe my bigger concern or bigger takeaway from game 2 than even the defense and the Kawhi, masterclass that we saw.
Yeah. I'm like super with you. I feel like you said, they just haven't been able to get in like an offensive flow at all. Like we're normally like a really, really, really high like assists team, and we're really good at like team basketball. And I feel like when no one else is shooting well, we're just kind of like forcing things. Like they're not playing a lot of team basketball. Everyone's trying to like get themselves going instead of like get each other going and find, better looks. Whereas, you have a lot of guys just kind of driving and then running into 3 defenders and chucking the ball up like at the bottom of the hoop. I'm like, why are we doing that? Like I know that your shot's not falling. Yeah, I'm like literally like throwing the ball under the hoop. Why is that? What
happened
that?
like 4 times in that second quarter when they were trying to pull away.
I know. With like and like from everyone, it was like Russ, Jamal. I was like MPJ. I'm like, what are you doing?
And then
like,
they
just
immediately
really, really
get the ball and then they immediately get the ball and splash a 3. And I'm like, you know what?
Yes.
Maybe I go into traffic tonight. Maybe I walk into the road.
Maybe
I don't know.
So,
Maybe I lay down.
So the offense was poor. I think we can all agree on that. I'm curious to see how they fix it. Like throwing Russ out there in the starting lineup, he's been good, but like again, that's not going to fix your offense. MPJ has no space. He might as well not be out there most of the time because they have a guy on him all the time, and then 4 other guys either on Jamal or Jokic. So it's just crazy.
Yeah. And he's been so bad. God, watching MPJ has been painful. I'm glad he was a little bit better game 2, but I'm like, my guy, you make $40 million a year. Please,
to be an elite shooter.
Do anything.
That's a perfect kind of entryway into the end of the game, right? Segue is the word that's absolutely the word I was looking for.
Yes.
I have a disease where I forget words live in real time. I'm pretty sure.
Caitlin, that's Caitlin's favorite disease.
I literally just gasped because I was like, "Is it a real disease? Is it me?" Like,
concerns me. I think she might.
My sister and I do this all the time. We're like in mid-sentence, and we're like, "Yeah, we're doing it," and then we just like cannot think of the word and
can't figure it out.
We looked it up one time, and there's an actual disease called aphasia where it's like you forget words in real time. I don't know if I actually have it, but it's funny. Caitlin,
I have to have it.
Caitlin, we need to get you tested. Yeah.
Back when we were doing less live shows and more like pre-recordings, Spencer would literally have to cut out like 10 minutes of me going through my vernacular, being like, lights, chandelier, like just any type of word I can think of. Yes. Literally, I would like describe it to her, and it would be like 10 minutes, and she'd have to cut it out every time.
It's ironic. You found the word I was looking for, though, Caitlin. So I appreciate it. The perfect segue into the last few minutes of the game, which again didn't go well for Denver. They tied the game. I think was it at 90, maybe 97, when Michael Porter Jr. hit a huge 3 to tie the game, and then after that, it all kind of fell apart. Okay, so in real time, here's our text chain, Will.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so ha, MPJ, dude, not sleeping tonight. Already accepted it. Here's Will. Losing my mind. LFG Mike. Yeah. So happy. Coach made the right decision, bro. For that play alone. So huge. I spit my gum cheering, and I can't find it in my living room.
That's a true story. When Mike did that,
whose gum?
Was like, where did my gum go? I couldn't find it.
And then I go. And then a minute later,
hilarious.
AG, no, cry face. Another crazy MFing game. My goodness. No, dude, freaking hold on to the ball. What the hell just happened? You have to be kidding me, MPJ. Insane, man. Missed dunk and that. Jokic be flopping. Never seen AG miss a dunk like that. We really needed that. That might be it. Couldn't stop Kawhi all night, even a little. That's it.
Hey.
That was the
I
end of the
wish-
game.
You need to catch us next time. You're gonna have to catch us on a night that I'm not at the arena, because when I'm at the arena, I'm so locked in that I'm not
Yep.
texting as
Yeah.
much. Because it was like the beginning. Like we were texting the beginning of the game, and then it was like silence, and then Kaylin just texted me pain.
And somewhere in the middle of the game, I said "fuck" with an A instead of a U. I was just like "fuck." Yes, I was just freaking out. I'm trying to see from Saturday because we texted a little bit more
See, we
on
can't even
Saturday
spell out
about
our
the
cuss
game.
words. We're going too fast.
No, literally. That was. I think ours was when we called the timeout, and so all I had was just all caps, and it was FAAAAAAAAACK. Fuck.
Hilarious.
Oh,
So frustrating.
Saturday was tough for me. I did get this cool picture. I literally, I was with a bunch of family, and we went, and as soon as the ball, like jump ball, the beginning of the game, I had a tee time. I was playing golf. It was crazy. This is a picture of me.
Tragic.
I was golfing in my Jokic jersey.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that.
I made sure to wear, and all my family were there like, dude, you're wearing a jersey golfing? I'm like, yeah, I am. And I was a lunatic
Yeah, I am.
that day. I was jumping up and down. When Russ hit that three, I was running around in circles on the green. It was hilarious. It was
Wait,
this is
my-
I have our Saturday text.
Wait,
too.
I have to.
Let's-
Okay, so
let's
this
do
was.
it, Kaylin. Let's go through
This
it.
was wait.
Okay.
I have to say this was my mom's from Monday because she was texting me, and she was like, "Oh, and we get the free throw." This was from Jamal's scuffle. She goes, "The one good call from the ref," and I was like, and so I have to teach my mom all the things like Mark Davis like hates the Nuggets, and then she goes, "Jamal's on fire, probably has a fever," and I said, "Westbrook," and she said, "MPJ when it counted," and then everybody to remedial free throw practice.
She gets it. Literally, though.
Oh my goodness, Yoke
They
with his
have
free throws.
been.
I saw a tweet that was like, somebody tweeted in the Nuggets world that was like, man, maybe it was you, Brennan, but it was like, man, I get so nervous when Jokic goes to the free throw line nowadays. And I
Yeah.
resonated with that so hard. Every time he goes, like,
Yes.
even the regular season this year, I would get so nervous. I was like, Jokic, like, you just got to make these dude, like, you're too good to miss.
I
Like,
can't watch him
Yeah.
shoot free throws. I have to pause
No,
it
I
and
can't.
fast forward. I literally do.
Yep, I
The
can't.
two free
You're like,
throws
I
that he
can't.
iced in game one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
up 4, I was like, because he'd missed
The
2
side.
before that.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I was.
I think
so
his elbow. It's got to be his elbow or wrist because that's what everyone
Listen,
was saying.
We've
That's
got
what people
we've got
say.
built-in excuses for Jokic for days.
Yeah, and that's what people have been
All
saying. But he
day.
has been shooting the 3 well. But I mean, that's
Yeah.
more of a slow state. That's more of a in the rhythm kind of thing. You're not
Yeah.
thinking as much. So.
For
Yeah,
sure.
when you're at the free throw line, you're definitely thinking if there's some mechanical issue with your elbow or your knees or something.
Touche.
No, Jamal was
Yeah.
actually quieting the crowd when he went. When he actually did he make one? I think the whole game, or was he 0?
Who?
Who? Yoke?
Didn't Jokic made one? Didn't he?
I feel like
on
he
Monday?
made one. Yeah.
He
I
made-
think
yeah.
during one of his. Yeah, I feel like during one of his where he took 2.
Because everyone was screaming like for
He made, like,
Jokic.
4 or 5 free throws still.
Yeah, I think he was
And-
6 for
and-
10, but he missed 4.
Oh,
But
okay.
He missed like 5. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jamal was like quieting the crowd, and then when we made it, then he was like, "Okay." Now he literally went, "Okay, now you can go." But I think
He's
he
like,
was like,
shut up while he shoots.
yeah, I think he totally understands. Like Jokic is like going through it on the free throws. Jamal's like,
Yeah.
"Everybody, shut up."
Yeah.
Shut your mouth.
I bet.
Kaylin, did you have your text thread?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Let's do it.
This is so it starts with MPJ's only shot of the game, only make of the game, I should say.
First three of the game, baby.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yep, and I said
First and only.
MPJ, and then she texted me Yoke, and this is all caps, by the way. Let's fucking go FODOSOKEOE. Those were just the letters, and I said, easy work, aggressive Jamal, hard eyes. And she said, I'm screaming. Zubats can chill, though. Like, we have a new coach.
He was
Please
going
be
off
nice.
in game one.
He was.
Yeah, I
was.
was like, "We have a new coach. Take it easy on us,
Yeah,
man."
be nice to us, please. Yeah.
have Ty Lue.
I said, AG with the post up. Okay, yeah. And then she said, my heart's going to explode. And I said, that's his shit. Jamal makes shots. And she said, oh, I love him. And then I said, P-Watt finishing finishing in transition-ish with hard eyes. And then he was so high. He kind of did it. And I was like, okay, this was us talking during a timeout. She said, Harden with 3 fouls. And she said, this game is so fritterating. She said, I meant frustrating. And I said, I've got full body goosies. Let's go, effers. Excuse my language, LOL. And she said, I'm stressed. And I said, I'm not mad being down 4 at the half. And she said, I literally said when we were down 9, I'd be okay being down 5 at the half.
I wanted to be down 5, and we got it down to 4.
Just a lot of cussing. This is it's just straight cussing back and forth.
Yeah.
We were so happy when we were down 4. And then at halftime, we were like, man, we're down 2 and it feels, or down 3 and it feels way worse than being down 4 in game 1.
It felt like we were down 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It felt so different.
Yeah.
Hey, at least it sounds like you kept your gum in your mouth.
That's good. Yeah, good job.
I didn't have gum in my mouth, to be fair.
Yeah.
But I'm sure I
was
would have lost
chugging an espresso martini.
I don't even remember reading that when you sent it. I literally read that, I think, for the first time, and I was reading
I
it
was
back.
just looking for my gum because I was on our carpet and I was like, where is this?
Yeah. But anyway, let's look forward a little bit. Like, we crashed out a little bit. They lost game 2. It happened. They did a lot of dumb stuff.
Does it happen? Does it really?
So Denver's going to LA, and they have 2 games in Los Angeles. And listen, look, they got to win 1 to stay alive. They got to win 1. They got to go against the vaunted wall that's in this new Intuit Dome. Supposedly, it's pretty sick. I'm not buying it. I don't know.
Looks cool.
Losers.
Yeah. They're Clippers fans. Can it really be that? Can it really be that good?
Who is a fan of the Clippers?
Well, what I was going to say, is like what I was going to say is that like I feel like at Clippers games, like they just take all their fans and put them on the wall and they're like, that's all we've got. So like I feel like the sides empty, bare sides. It's just the wall and the wall only.
We could get
That's
in
all
trouble
I
if we
feel.
clip that quote, Caitlin. We could get in trouble if we clip that.
Look, I haven't seen any true Clippers fans. Show me true Clippers fans, and I'll be hyped for them. I love finding out that there's actually fans of teams.
I love when people rage. I literally went on Monday and said that OKC was better when Shea was on the bench because they play more free. And everyone was like, "I hope that was a joke," and I'm like, "Ha, it wasn't." Losers. I meant that shit.
It's been significantly better with him on the bench in the playoffs. I don't.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not feeling like a playoff riser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting topic. I can't say. No, I can say I am kind of enjoying that he's not been playing.
Me too.
Well.
It's feeding my entire existence, soul. There's never been a happier me in my entire life, really.
Even though I watched a lot of that
Haters.
game
You guys are
last night,
haters.
I just want
100%.
Jokic to get his freaking flowers, man. He deserves it.
I will. I admit
Period.
that I'm a hater, at least.
I'm a hater too. Don't
No,
worry.
but I just watched that Memphis OKC game last night, and I just can't believe how bad Memphis is playing. They are like,
It's disgusting.
OKC played
It is
terribly in
truly
the fourth.
disgusting. It really is.
OKC shot 30% in the first quarter, and Memphis shot 12%. Like they are so bad. I don't know what it is. But they're really not. They have some really good players.
Yeah.
Like JJJ and I mean Desmond Bain. Like they have a lot of like.
I don't understand it, man.
It's been a really bad matchup for them all year because I was going back to because I occasionally sports bet, so I always like to go back to the games. Like in the season to see how the matchup was because some players obviously do better in other matchups, and literally like every single game they lost by 20, and Desmond Bain in all of those games was non-existent.
Really?
Yeah.
So
I think
Desmond Bain doesn't do well against elite defenders.
Yeah. Fair.
I wish I could pull up the meme you sent me the other day of Desmond Bain.
Is it a dinosaur?
No.
No, he has T-Rex arms. It's just this small guy.
He does.
But,
He does look very silly. His
well,
body looks
He
so
looks
weird.
so silly. It's
I'll
so
send it to
funny.
you guys on Twitter.
That's
Yeah.
how
Okay.
I feel about Alperen Şengün. He has an Audi body, is what I like to say. Like his body just doesn't make sense. Like he has like a really long neck and it's like all very awkward.
He's a funky looking fella. Yeah.
Yes, he is.
That's a good way to put it. It's just kind of awkward.
Maybe next time we should rank the top 10 Audi bodies in the,
Oh,
in the
I
I think
NBA.
that's a great idea.
Yeah.
We'd
I'll
be
do it
great at
all day
that.
long.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, I
that
think
sounds like an
Jokic is
esports
in there.
topic for sure.
It does.
All right. All right. Well, I'll try and keep it focused so we're not here for the whole entire night. So
You're so
okay,
nice.
One quick roundtable question for everyone. So here's a toss-up. Which team's bench is more likely to swing the series? Is it the Nuggets bench or the Clippers bench?
Oh, come on.
It's a
The
question.
Clippers.
Is that even a
question.
serious
Way
question?
better.
It's a serious question, so we can talk about how bad Denver's bench is.
Actually, I think Dario Saric is the whole reason we're gonna win this.
Oh, I forgot. Oh my god.
Dario Saric.
He's so bad.
Our secret
When I
weapon.
every time I see him, it's like a jump scare because I forget he's on the team. I'm like, ah,
You just like,
Literally, though.
yeah.
Dude, Dario
He's the
and his
water
vet
boy.
head on
He's
the-
like
vet head on the
Thanasis.
bench. Gosh, Dario, man.
Him and Vlaco, and then Vlaco looks like he's like should be like the Pink Panther like investigator, and and then
look
them two
like
are just
that.
like conspiring on the bench. I'm like, you two are so lucky that you're Balkans because you wouldn't be here if you weren't.
My favorite clip of Dario
dead.
this season is in the Golden State game when Denver was losing in I think at the end of the third quarter, and Jokic kind of is throwing his tantrum, and he's just going off and like saying who knows what, and Dario's just sitting there. He's just like looking
not
so depressed. He's like, bro, what do you want me to do about it? Like,
Oh
Yeah, what am I gonna
I
do?
loved
That's
how
the best
everyone
part
on
about
Twitter-
Dario.
Everyone was like, why are you complaining to like part of the problem over there?
yeah.
he's like feeling all this internal guilt. He's like, that
Yeah,
sucks,
he's
man.
like, shit, yeah, this bench does suck. Ugh.
Oh, I hate when the bench plays so bad.
So unbelievably washed, man. It was like, man, you have some hope.
Was
I
he
remember
ever like not washed though? Like,
No, Golden
Well,
State.
so
Golden
that's-
State. Yeah, tell us, Caitlin. He was with Golden State
Thank
last year.
you.
pray tell.
Yes.
Was he bad? Bad?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I was excited when the Nuggets got him because of like how he played for Golden State. But the thing is that Golden State has this really weird thing where someone will go to Golden State and they are just immediately elevated playing next to someone like Steph Curry. Like you see a lot of guys go crazy on offense because Steph has so much gravity. It pulls defenders away. You get a lot more open looks and you get to play a lot more freely on the Warriors. And so you have tons of guys that have been like trying to find like a good place in the league. And Dario, he was one of those guys where like he came to the Warriors and he was just like a solid bench dude. Like he was probably like the 9th or 10th guy, but like when he came in, he was constantly like just super solid. He would, he was a good rim protector. He would grab a few rebounds, 10 points. Like he was just someone that like you could come in and just trust to like be a normal, consistent player. And
I
then he
don't
played
believe
like
this.
his first week for the Nuggets and I was like,
Did Dario pay you to say those things?
Yeah,
no, not today. Not this one.
Golden State.
I don't know
Yeah.
about
What?
that. I don't know about that.
Yeah. It's pretty bad. No, literally I'm like I don't know how the drop off happened
What's
so
funny is
magnificently.
he had a really, really good game against Denver last year with Golden State. He had like 16 points. And I'm like, that's the only game I saw him play last year. So maybe like I think he's pretty good. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
And he was not. He was not.
But to go back to your question, let's look at the Clippers bench.
Yeah, sorry. Caitlin and I are really bad at this because we both have ADHD and I like rarely take my meds.
No,
So
no, we all got it. We all got it.
You got
Yeah.
four. You got four on the panel.
No, but literally
Hell yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I literally was raising my hand because I was like, I actually kind of think that the Nuggets bench is better than the Clippers.
Okay.
I do
here's-
too, Caitlin. Thank you.
No,
That's
no,
why I asked the question.
I disagree. Let me just read off the Clippers bench. And Nick Batum. What? He doesn't even have to grab the ball to swish a three. Did you see that three he made in the corner?
I
It just,
wish
like,
we had
started like
Batum.
this, and the ball just landed in his hands, and he just went like that, and he makes it.
That's valid.
Drain.
Okay.
Batum is valid.
Good point with Batum.
Yeah.
Forgot about him.
And then, okay, Derek Jones Jr., yeah, one of the highest
Yeah.
flying. He can do anything.
Also pretty
He can
good.
knock
Forgot
down a
about him,
three.
too.
If he was on the Nuggets, he would be an all-star.
I think that
He would be
for
a starter
me,
instantly.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that like for me, Derek Jones Jr. is someone that could be good, but he's inconsistent. He's like he'll grab a couple rebounds. He's a good rim protector, but like you're either gonna get like nothing out of him or like he'll have a
I don't
really
know.
good game.
So he's MPJ.
He was a big
Yes.
reason that in Dallas' success last year. He played
Yeah, he
really
For sure.
Yeah,
He
he's
was.
really good at being kind of like all over the place.
And he's how tall is he? Let's see.
He's big.
And
He's
got-
He's like
6'7".
6'10".
with like
Oh.
a 40-inch vertical, like crazy.
He's a good
He's
defender,
very
too.
athletic.
Really
Yes.
good defender.
He's a good
Okay,
defender, good rim
Ben
protector.
Simmons,
Ben
whatever.
Simmons is
Ben
kind of-
Simmons is no.
Yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
And then Bogey, which is due for an explosion. Imagine if
Yeah.
he was on the Nuggets. Come on, that would be like the signing of the century if we got him.
So many people wanted us to trade MPJ for him, but he honestly hasn't been. It's not even just this series. He
Yeah.
really hasn't been playing well this year.
I don't think that
He
would have
hasn't.
been
You're
necessarily
right.
good, but I do think him and Jokic obviously.
Yeah,
would-
I mean they're besties. So.
Well, here's the thing about him. He's either really bad or he wins you the game. Like
That's,
Yeah.
that
and
is
so
true.
that's what I'm kind of scared about. Like he hits 1 or 2 threes. He
And
really
then
can
nail in the
score
coffin.
20 points in like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
He's totally capable. I
Now
thought
let's look at
they've guarded him really well though. I don't think they're gonna just like let him go off.
Sag
I
off
feel
him.
good
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
no.
Okay, let's counter argument this. So Clippers bench pretty good.
Nuggets bench. DeAndre
Nuggets
Jordan.
bench.
What's that counter? What kind of a
Need I
counter?
say more?
He says DeAndre Jordan.
My only ammunition is Peyton Watson somehow gets more Kawhi minutes and he impacts the game because he's guarding Kawhi.
Yes. I think
And
Peyton
a re-
Watson is a great person off the bench.
Yeah.
And then we have
Yeah.
another point guard who misses 3 layups a game, and then Jalen Pickett who plays 7 minutes a game. There's the bench.
And
Okay.
Peyton Watson cannot like play any offense and cannot finish at the rim. Can't like literally every time
Don't
he
give
gets
him
the
the
ball in
ball in
transition, I'm like,
transition.
can you please pass it? Like you know you're not gonna make it. Stop. And
Yeah.
he goes anyway. I can't with Peyton Watson. And my issue with him is, and I don't even think it's his fault. Fair enough. I think it's more of Malone.
Genetics. Yeah.
No. I think my issue is because I'm ignoring the offense here. And now I'm talking about like defense because he really does. He'll make like, 2 or 3 good plays and then he gets lost. And I fear that that's because of Michael Malone's shitty development. And I've felt that way about Malone. Like he had his strengths, but I don't think, of course,
Yeah.
and it's all come out that he didn't want to play the young guys anyway. But I said before that I would love to have like Amen or Asar Thompson, and everyone was like, "We have that at home," and I was like, "Peyton
Oh,
Watson is not the
man.
same. Like they have
They
grown, and
they
they're
may look the same. They are not the same.
they have. Fun fact: they have the same exact wingspan and height. Like they
They have
are
the same
like
face.
triplets.
Have you guys not
Yeah,
realized
and the same
they have
face.
the same face?
Wow,
They look
they do.
I
exactly
know, but
the
like
same.
the height and the wingspan really got me that it's the same.
They're identical.
Um,
He's their third twin, and he got the worst of the
Listen,
genes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Bilal Koulibaly, he's their quadruple.
they're-
Although,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a fan of this Peyton Watson hate. I love
No,
Peyton Watson.
I just think he's
Too.
too young. Like he hasn't developed in the time
gotta-
that I would like
you
him
gotta
to,
throw him
and
in
I
there,
don't think
though.
that's his fault.
You got to throw him in
No,
there
that's what I'm
eventually.
saying.
Like, you
But
have
it
to.
sucks that it sucks to me that it's in the playoffs. Like I would have
Yeah.
wanted him to play more all season long,
really
last season
should.
and this season.
Yeah.
He should have
That's
played
true.
more all season this
Yeah.
season for sure. Like
Well,
argument
yeah.
last year, but this year, I mean, he averaged like what 16 to 18 minutes. Brennan, you got that off the top of your head.
Even that much? I don't even know if it was that much, because
I'll do
Malone
a quick
had
little.
Pull
such
it
a
up.
tight leash around him. Like
It's in that range.
there were so many games where Malone would put him in for like the first quarter for like 2 minutes, and then he would not go back on the floor. And everyone's like, "Did Peyton Watson like kill his puppy? Like what happened?" Like it
What's
made
the
no sense.
What's the official prediction for minutes?
What's the over under?
For
my
what?
guess is
You said
the
16.
average-
You're way off.
I'm
with
going-
16.
Way off.
I was going to
Yep.
say
I was going
12.
to say 14. No, I said 14 to 16. My guess is 14.
Almost 25.
Yeah. You guys don't realize he started a lot of games this
My
year.
original one was 16.
Oh shoot! I didn't
And-
Because of
okay.
injuries.
Okay.
And I'm
Well,
push,
that doesn't
I'm gonna
count.
Push back. I'm gonna push back on we didn't play Peyton Watson enough this season because I thought we played him a lot. He did. He had the knee injury, and I think that set
Well,
him back.
then he needs to be better.
I agree.
Brendan?
Fine. He needs to be fine. He needs to be better. But when he stops Kawhi 3 ISO possessions in a row, I'm subtweeting both of you. So. Okay.
Fair. You know what's so funny is that is someone tweeted like it was like a P-Watt Muse account, and they were like, "Can't believe we don't have P-Watt in when he's the only one who could stop Kawhi in the regular season." And everyone was like, "Kawhi didn't play in the regular
He
season."
didn't play 47 games.
Who are you yelling at, my guy?
We were like, "Who are you complaining to?"
The ghost of Kawhi's past.
I can't.
That's
Go check
that's who he's
the
yelling at.
meme that Will sent in the
I was
group
just
Oh,
chat.
okay, deal.
I was laughing. It's just a joke, guys. It's just a joke.
It's just a joke.
Oh, I'm crying. Who is that person?
Dead.
I mean,
Wait, why does that look? Why do they have the same face?
they got the same one. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna give.
That's my
Spencer
serious face.
I actually don't really care. But I don't remember even what we decided on the toss-up. Did we? Are we going Clippers bench? Or are we
bench
going
is
Nuggets
better.
bench?
Yeah, like what toss up is there?
Okay.
I think we made a very valid statement. I think we got through that. I don't think we said we finished ever until now, but yes.
I don't think it was a toss up. I think it was.
Spencer and I agreed, but I think you guys should be sold. If you're not, I mean,
My
Listen, I
My
gave my argument.
notes-
That's all.
yeah.
my notes in my notes app actually say both benches suck. That's what mine said.
I don't think the Clippers bench sucks as bad as ours, though. So
My whole thing was that I was thinking in this series alone, looking at the benches, how they've played, how they've impacted the game. Like that's kind of how I was
Which is
looking at it.
nothing?
So, like which is well, yeah, exactly. Both benches have been literally non-existent, and so I was like, I mean, we only have I think literally 7 players plus Jalen Pickett, who played 3 minutes, like
Which-
on our
I'm
team.
a big Jalen Pickett fan, by the way.
I
I
would
love
love,
I
to
love
see
Jalen
Jalen Pickett get more
I
minutes.
love him. He's such a low mistake
Yes.
guy. He like defends
Jalen
hard.
Pickett.
Like he may be short, but he tries his darndest, and I love him for
Put him
it.
out there.
And
Put
they
him
will
out
guard
there.
him. They will guard him from 3.
Yes,
They will guard him.
Yeah.
He
That's
gets
all.
one open look and he splashes it last
Yeah.
I
game.
love
was
that.
awesome.
I love that kid. High IQ. He reminds
too.
like I mean a lot of people have said that, but especially Adam was talking about how he reminds him of Jokic because he's like a high IQ guy. Like you can just kind of like
Adam and Jalen Pickett is so funny for me.
Adam Pickett Mares.
Number 1 fan.
Oh,
He's
so funny.
so obsessed. He'll never let that
Yes.
go.
Did he start the Jalen Pickett Muse Twitter account?
It
probably
absolutely
was
is.
him.
It's gotta be.
I love that
Probably.
account. I'm always liking and commenting on that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, he did so good in
You're
his
like,
3
you
months.
know what? Hell yeah.
I love people that make Muse accounts because I think David Adelman was coach for like 5 minutes and there was already a David Adelman Muse. And I'm like, who is it? Tell me.
David Adelman Muse. Oh man, I got.
So funny.
Maybe we should try creating a music account and see what it's like.
See what
really
it's like.
exciting.
Oh my gosh, I've thought about it because literally OKC and Lakers fans have come together. They're like all like 15 to like hate on me because I don't
It's
like
true.
Shea, and so I like really just want to make a burner just to like talk shit like they do because they're like, shut
Wait.
up, you whore.
Let's
So
be
I want to
honest.
say that.
Do you guys have burner accounts?
No.
No,
I
you
wish
don't
I
have burner
did.
accounts.
I should get one because
I have a
after
burner
I
account.
say that too.
after the rest
I've only used it like twice.
after the rest layup miss, I would be with Russ stands for weeks. I was so mad. And I got
Oh my gosh.
my wife's name on my home, like on my Twitter account. I'm like, man, maybe I should stop. But I was so mad. I was
You
just
have your
really-
business name on your Twitter account.
I know. That was not good. I mean, hey, what do they say? Any exposure is good exposure. Whatever,
Wrong.
something
Any
like
publicity
Yeah.
is good publicity.
Is good publicity.
Yeah.
Hey, I can remember it when I'm not saying it.
with all my 100 followers on,
Same.
76 followers or something on Twitter.
Yeah, we got to get you moving there, buddy. We got to get you moving.
Could not care
Yeah,
less.
we gotta get this rolling.
I love Twitter and I enjoy it.
I love it.
I originally got it so I could learn from people in the investment space and crypto space, and then I found the nugget space, and I just love it.
That's the
And-
only
So-
reason I got back on Twitter. I hadn't been on Twitter in 5 years, and it was 2 seasons ago when I was, or no, sorry, it was last season when I had been watching the Nuggets games, but I didn't even think to go on Twitter. Last season was my first full season of Nuggets Twitter, and I was I missed this after the championship year. I miss
That was
being
prime.
friends
Was
with all-
I?
That was
Yeah.
prime.
And
Yeah.
I'm really upset about it.
I'm not gonna lie. Nuggets Twitter owned NBA Twitter after the championship run.
The
I mean,
Lakers?
we were
After
on
they
the
swept the
very
Lakers?
top of the mountain. It was very
You guys,
fun.
after they swept the Lakers, it was I could not stop watching them cry. I just couldn't. It was the most satisfying thing.
Every time
sweeping
people
them.
talk about it, I
was.
actually get FOMO from 2 years ago. I'm man, and I
Yeah.
was literally, I was at a bar downtown Denver when we won the game. I was on the streets of Denver when it was I have the most insane videos ever. I was outside in Denver when we swept the Lakers, but I wasn't on NBA Twitter, and that's what I'm sad about the
bummer.
most.
Yeah, imagine the dopamine you felt. The dopamine I felt when Jalen Pickett hit that long two. It was the highest it's ever been in a year. But that's how
He
it
loves
felt
Jalen
for 3
Pickett.
weeks after they swept the Lakers. That's how
Yeah.
it felt for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was.
I love
Any
it.
Jokic slander, you just put the
It was
meme of
done.
him holding the Finals MVP and the championship trophy, and it's just
I thought
Yeah.
you were
done.
gonna do that one.
It's done.
Yeah.
It's just done.
It was
It's
so
That's
so
my
good.
favorite that we can still do.
love
Ring
that.
check
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is
for
nice.
Minnesota and OKC. Ring check.
It doesn't hit quite as strong as it used to, but it still hits. It
No,
still hits.
it's a little rough, but it's still
Yeah, it
until
still
they
hits.
win
We're
a ring,
all-
it will hit.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't both benches suck, but the Clippers bench sucks a little bit less. We've agreed.
Yes.
Okay. We can agree on that.
Whatever.
And we'll move forward. All right. Here's the other question. Jokic didn't have a great game. All right. He didn't have a great game.
Boo.
Buy or sell. The Clippers have figured out Jokic.
No.
Brandon, you gotta give us some other ones, dude.
Buy or
Speak
sell.
blasphemy, why don't you?
Figure out Jokic.
No, I
Seven
think
turnovers. 7 turnovers. 50% shooting. 2 games in a row.
Did you guys see the crazy stat on Twitter today? In game 1, the Clippers had 20 turnovers and Kawhi had 7, and the Nuggets had 11 turnovers. In game 2, the Nuggets had 20 turnovers, the Clippers had 11 turnovers, and Jokic had 7 turnovers.
that's hilarious.
All that.
Conspiracy.
Adam Silver's getting a little.
Getting a little risky out there.
Yeah, he's the script.
Listen, Adam,
Is, obvious at this point.
we're
Listen.
on to you, Mr. Silver.
So if
I've
you're
been on to
obviously
that, man.
selling,
He loves this
if you're
podcast.
obviously selling that the Clippers have not figured out Jokic, let's hear it.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
Well, so I think for me that a lot of it has not just been Jokic. I think that for us, we feel besides the turnovers, we feel like Jokic has been bad because he's really for the most part, the only person that's been carrying us. So his 25-point triple doubles or whatever he's putting up, that feels so low impact for us.
Yeah.
And him getting 7 turnovers is detrimental to
Yeah.
our entire team because he's the one that kind of holds things going. So I don't think that they've necessarily figured him out. I think a lot of it is just our team as a whole and not Jokic by himself. I think that for the most part, Jokic is still playing his game and he's still figuring it out. I just think that he's been carrying our team so much that a lot of the turnovers comes from him literally just touching the ball constantly, trying to keep it from everyone else bricking their shots or missing layups and things like that. So I think a lot of it is just that he's been doing so much that the turnovers look bad. I think he's going to get back to normal Jokic stuff over the next couple of games.
For me, this reminded me a lot of his past games where he's let the refs kind of get under his skin, and it's Mark Davis who never calls for the Nuggets.
Dude,
And this is
he hates Mark Davis.
he-
hates
Yeah,
Mark Davis.
and you
Same.
saw him
Twins.
flop for Mark Davis. He was like,
yeah.
Mark.
He's like,
Did
you're
you
gonna call
see?"
something, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, and I
literally.
felt like he hasn't, like, he's been a little bit better, like in the past year or so, with keeping composure. But when he loses it, like, his whole game goes because, like, he's pissed. He's all of a sudden not focused on actually like getting his shots. He's almost like he will like flop to get a call if he's been hit like like hacked for like the past 7, like he's gonna make it obvious until you call it. So I think like a lot of the turnovers can be like, you know, counted like on that. He didn't look comfortable. He looked pissed off. I just don't think, you know, like I'm sure the missing free throws, it has to be in his head a little bit. Like that's not something he's used to. Is like, I mean, this season has been pretty bad, but like he's been really bad so far the past 2 games. So
he's averaging, I think, a 28-point triple-double.
Yummy.
Yeah.
So
God, he's such a loser.
What a
delicious.
loser.
Yeah, so wait, man, he sucked. Every time I'm like, damn, what a terrible Jokic game. It's like casual triple double. I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
I hate our
turnovers.
standards are
The
very
turnovers were, I think that was the tough part.
They're
right? I mean,
detrimental.
high. The turnovers and the missed free throws were the nail in the coffin for
Yeah.
us, like a 100%.
and apparently his
Yeah.
flopping is a disservice to his team in the NBA. So that's the word on
The
the street.
amount of OKC fans that have been under my page trying to say, I'm gonna sneeze. Well,
Bless your soul.
I was trying to talk, and then it was coming. You know when your like nose just starts tickling. Anyway, the amount of OKC fans that were literally
start over.
under my page, like, like Jokic.
Action.
Okay, the amount of OKC fans that were under my page, because of course none of them follow me, but I think that I'm just under their most recent search, and they just like literally like rub their hands together whenever Jokic does anything that they don't like, and they're like, he's always been a flopper. Like they say that Shea flops. Look at this, and I'm like, I could laugh my ass off literally right now because who are you talking to? Like, be so for real. I can't.
Jalen
That's a great
Brunson. Have we all watched Jalen Brunson
That guy?
just since the playoffs started? It makes me want to die. I literally was watching him.
But that was like universal around the NBA sports fans.
Everyone.
They were like, dude, that was bad.
Dude,
All
stop.
the Knicks fans. The
Like,
Knicks
stop.
fans came and they were like, dude, like that was insufferable to
When he
watch.
goes like this after
can't do that.
gets fouled for a 3-pointer, like he holds up his does this. and
Yes.
so after he flops egregiously into
Yeah.
He literally jumped into one of the guys on the Pistons. Yeah.
It is funny because my perspective is so different when I'm watching my team and I see Jokic kind
Yes.
of try to embellish a call, and I'm like, smart.
Yeah.
That was smart.
you know
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he's so
No,
crafty.
no, I'll say it. I'm like, but I know why he does it because I know I've watched him complain on the other end.
Yeah.
And even like the guy I was sitting next to, they're like season ticket holders for the same seat, so they're always there. And like him and his friend, they did the recall where Harden, you know, like barely touched him, and they were like, that was kind of a flop. I was like, it was. Like, I'll admit it. Like,
I'm not
but
saying
he-
it's not a flop. I think that's
Yeah.
totally fair. And like,
Well-
it is. Like, he was embellishing.
Yeah. He
content.
doesn't do it regularly,
I
though,
was
so-
saying, he was flopping, man. He was flopping that game. He
Yeah.
did flop extra, but it's still like he would have to flop every game for 3 seasons to get to like
for
Shea
me to
level.
say anything.
And
Literally.
that's what makes me so frustrated. You see
Yeah.
like think
Yes.
pieces about how Jokic's flopping is bad for the game all over the place after one playoff game where he wasn't getting any
One.
calls because Mark
Yes.
Davis he is incapable of calling like fouls for the first
I feel like
2
I'm on the
quarters of
office
game.
and I'm like looking for the camera.
I know.
Like what do you mean? Like yeah, like what do you mean you're writing? It's like when Steve Kerr decided to make Jokic the face
It's
of free
the same.
throws.
Exactly the
Oh
same.
my gosh, dude.
He's
that
averaging
was-
5 free throws a game. of course, on Christmas Day he gets, I think he had like 16 free
22
throws
or
or 18 free
It
throws.
was
We were like,
16,
wow, it's a
yeah.
miracle.
Kayla knows.
Well, and
Good memory.
it's funny because it's funny because I see it from like both ends because I also watch the Warriors all the time. And if you watch
Right.
the Warriors or if you watch Steph Curry,
they?
you know that Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic have the two worst whistles in the world. And
I would agree.
that like
Steph
entire
has a terrible whistle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does. He's just like Jokic to me. Like they'll hack him. They'll have three guys smacking him. And
I think
it's just,
Will and
it's
I
so
saw the
bad.
score at the same time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. I was going to say,
Don't.
are you looking at the score?
Yeah. Why do you think I literally have been looking down every few minutes going like this?
Wait, what
Will
happened?
went, oh, and I was like, oh.
What is
Oh.
we did at the same exact time.
We were down 20 a couple minutes ago. Now we're only
Oh
down
my gosh.
14.
I can't believe you're doing a podcast while they're playing. You're good for you.
It's okay.
Feel
That's
free to look.
impressive.
Feel free to look as much as you want.
Yeah.
No,
You can just
you're
watch
good.
the game now.
Steph Curry had a slow start in game one too, though. So he
did.
You should have seen Caitlin and I
They're
found
a
out
second
that-
half team.
Yeah.
Remember when
baby.
the Celtics were up on the Cavs like 30 to start,
And they
like
lost.
30 to 4, and then they lost.
Yeah,
Caitlin
yeah.
and I found that out like live or while we were recording. And they had been up, and then someone was like, I can't believe Celtics threw. Oh, it was live because someone was like, I can't believe Celtics threw that game away. And I went, oh, are they talking about when they lost to the Pistons like 2 days ago? And I was like, they were up 30.
Nope.
And then I go to look at the score, and I went, oh, I literally was like in shock that they had lost that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
Playoff
Yeah, we're down
basketball is
18
wild.
now. Don't worry about me. I'll just
18.
cry myself to sleep tonight.
Oh man, that hurts. That hurts.
Yummy.
Look,
That's-
Golden State split
Fine.
on the road. I think they're in a good place. Like even if they
Yes,
lose
winning
this game.
game one was good enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. So what's going to happen in game 3? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
What are our predictions?
I think the Nuggets are going to win by 6 or
Ooh.
two options or lose by 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
I prefer the former. I prefer number one.
Yeah.
I take option one.
Hey,
I
it's a
I do have a feeling they either get blown out in one of the games and they win one of the other ones in a close game.
I unfortunately
I
agree
could
with
see
y'all so Grace and Will came on last Friday with us, and I was like, it's not that the Nuggets aren't good enough like to play with the Clippers, because everyone was acting like the Clippers were the Thunder, and I was like, it depends on like how our guys like are approaching the game, like almost like how seriously they're taking it, and that's how I feel about tomorrow. Like I feel like
Yeah.
they'll either come out and be like up by like 10 immediately and like set the tone for the game,
Yeah.
or they will play like ass. Those are
it's typical Nuggets, especially this team, typical Jamal and Jokic led team.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily have to win, so they're not going to try. And then they'll probably make a
1000%.
push in the second half, but sometimes they just don't get the ball rolling at all and they get blown out. But then in game 4, they're going to come back and smack them. Like if
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
get blown out in game 3, they're going to
Oh.
come back and smack them in game 4.
Yeah.
100%.
I
That's
agree.
what-
I would
Yeah.
like for them to take both of these games seriously. That would be my
Yeah.
dream.
Yeah, I mean, just look at. We
You'll-
talk about the series so much, but the Minnesota
Too much
series
to
last
ask.
year, Minnesota last year, like they lose both at home, and like they're like, okay, wow, and then they go and smack them in 2
Three in a
games.
row.
Three straight games. They beat
Yeah.
them
3 straight games.
by double digits.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was so
And
cool
then they lost,
until
like,
it wasn't.
68
Oh,
in
don't
game
get us
6.
started. Don't get us started on that one.
We
Y'all.
have such like scar tissue built up from game 7 still. Like
Dude, I am like still if I have to like ever go like watch clips from game 7
I can't
or
do it.
No, it
really
makes me
any
sick.
games in that series knowing what happened in game
When I
7,
watched
I'm
the
like
starting 5 documentary, I had to turn it off when it got to the point, and I didn't think I felt that way, but I really had to skip through the parts where like they were following Anthony Edwards through the Nuggets series. I couldn't take it because game 6.
Awful.
First of all, I was visiting my friend in Ohio, so I landed. We're like, oh, let's go watch the game somewhere. we go and so I'm in a public place with no Nuggets fans because I'm in Ohio, watching my team get blown out, literally like historically. And then the next game I'm flying back home, and it's like we're up 20. I'm at the airport bar. There's like one Minnesota fan. We're like going back and forth, and we started to lose the rope right as like I was going to board, and as we were about to take off, there was 2 minutes left, and it was at the point where I knew that we were losing the game, and I started sobbing. And it was like me, an empty seat, and the guy next to me, or like on the aisle. And I know that man just assumed that like someone just like broke up with me, like I just got my heart ripped out, which I did, but by like literally an NBA team, and I could not stop crying. I didn't even know the final score. I just knew that we were losing. Cried the whole flight. Then I composed myself. We landed. I get in the Denver airport's like trams, and it's like, this is Christian Brown of the Denver Nuggets, and it's the Mile High playoffs, and I start sobbing because we had just lost. And I was like, shut up, Christian, you guys suck, and you're not in the playoffs anymore.
You know when you like get broken up with someone and it's bad and it hurts, and then the next time you start dating someone, you just shut off your emotions and you're just kind of like cold and like this is my approach to Denver Nuggets basketball now. Like it really was so
it's a toxic relationship,
insane that I'm going into these playoffs with a completely new emotionless like viewing experience, and it's like it's really interesting.
I thought I would be. I mean, we both. I
am
way less expectations this year, right? Like,
same.
Like the GM did nothing to get them extra pieces at the trade deadline. AG's not 100%. Mike isn't 100%. Jamal's not really like. So we're like,
is anybody
expecting like the best? But I still watch these games and I'm still like.
Yeah, I had lowered my expectations like vastly. But then we won game 1, and I'm like, well, we're winning it all.
See, I couldn't do it.
Joke's on you guys.
Champs.
I went from like level 2 to like level 3, and I'm like, all right, they won a game.
Oh, I
Maybe
wish
they'll
I
win the
could
first
do
round.
that.
We'll see.
No, my mom says I'm the most, like, my mom always says Spencer will have the best day ever and then subsequently have the worst day ever. Like, my highs are very high and my lows are very low. I am an emotional gal.
Me too.
One of my best friends here is a Golden State fan, huge Steph Curry fan. We play a lot of basketball together, and we watched the game. It was a regular season game this year where they played in Golden State the first time. And they were behind by like 7 in the fourth, and my friend's wife, she could like tell, and she was like, "Are you the type of person that like lets the basketball team like affect your mood?" And I was like, "Look at me, like I'm a mess." Yes, of course.
I'm a mess.
No shit.
And they were down by 7 with like 6 minutes left, so it wasn't like an insane comeback, but they came back and won by like 3 or 4. And I was just like jumping off the walls, and
I would have been clicking my heels together.
Yeah, this guy is such a freaking.
No, I hate people like that because I will have guys try and flirt with me by like if we lose, and they'll like random guys will text me and be like, ha ha ha, like Nuggets suck because they think that's cute, and I'm like, I will block your number. Like I will don't play with me. That is not cute, and I'm pissed right now, and you just made it 10 times worse, and now you're blocked.
Idiots.
Now what?
Yeah,
I had a friend text me after game 2. He's like, man, Kawhi's so good. I'm like,
shut up, dude.
Why are you telling me? I'm not. He's my mortal enemy right now. I don't want to hear that right now.
He is literally.
I actually never want to hear. Yeah, you can never talk to me again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So
I
I'm trying to keep the emotions low. We'll see how it goes by the end of the
Me
series.
too.
Yeah.
I just want us to split the road games.
I
would
agree,
like at least to split so that we can get home court back.
Yeah,
I already know this is going to be a long series.
Like if they lose game 3, I'll be okay with it as long as it's not by 26, like I said. But it just could happen.
It could.
If they lose by 5 or 2 or 3 again, it would be good basketball. It would be fun to watch. I want to win so bad too, but.
Same.
So do you guys?
I need us to actually win both these games by 30.
That would be amazing. Do you guys have a feel for a final prediction for the series and why it will go one way or the other?
You know, it's so hard because, like, the way that I look at it, I look at the Nuggets with rose-colored glasses because they are my team,
It is
and
hard.
I
I know.
believe in them so
Really hard.
profusely. I have said since the beginning, I think it'll be Nuggets in 7.
Okay.
I think that we have like a really good, solid starting 5 if everyone can be there and if everyone can just be engaged and play.
Starting
Kinda?
4.
Starting 4.5. A starting
Yeah. 4.5.
4.25.
Yeah.
We'll take it. You know,
Better.
we and I feel like
We have Jokic,
I feel
though.
like
Is that MPJ
Yes,
or
exactly.
Christian Brown slander?
That is
Yeah,
MPJ
right.
slander.
MPJ.
1000%.
literally though.
Who knows?
Yeah, starting like 3.75. I don't know.
There you
but
go.
look,
We'll land
I
there.
think like we've got Nikola Jokic and we've got like a group of guys that can be amazing. Like if they really just like all show up on the same day, like we could literally score 140 in a game if
That'd
we all
be so
decided
cool.
to play basketball at the same time.
so sick.
And so yeah.
That's what they did at OKC is what I'm referring to. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I know exactly what you
Yeah.
mean. That's
We're
exactly what
holding
we
on
did.
to
Is
that
like
game. We're holding on to that one.
me too.
Very tightly.
Holding on to it tight. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that like I know it's going to be a hard series because you also have guys obviously like Kawhi Leonard, James Harden,
Yeah.
Zubats, who's just generally really good against Jokic and has been playing really well this season. And I just think that like their big 3 and like our big 3 are a decent matchup, but we have Nikola Jokic and they don't. And I think that that's honestly just going to be what tips us over. For
love it.
game
My favorite
7.
thing to say. We have
love it.
Nicole and you don't.
That's
Yep.
all
I
they-
said
It's the best analysis I've heard all day. Right there.
Literally.
I said Nuggets in 6, but that's simply because I literally my blood pressure, my heart cannot handle another game 7. Nuggets have historically been bad in game 7s in the past, you know.
That's true.
And I refuse to actually play a game 7, so that's just illegal.
That's valid.
And I need the Nuggets
Not
to
watch
come
it
in.
if they go to game 7.
I need them to
Same.
literally whoop some ass. Like I would love. It'd be so sick for me if they were so pissed about their. Like I love when they get angry. So if they're so pissed about how, because my mom put it a great way when she texted me. She was like, the best thing about that game, like not best thing, but the best case was that Nuggets lost. They didn't get beat. And so I would love if they channeled that energy and saw everyone talking
appreciate
shit
that, yes.
and won
Yeah.
the next 3 in the row, and then we could have a little bit of rest. You know,
Yeah.
That would be
Great
sweet.
take. I love it.
Brendan, what's your take?
I go back on being optimistic and pessimistic about this series. I think.
same.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to also be objective at the same time. It's a very
I
tough
think it's because
balance.
they're so
It's
evenly
so
matched.
hard.
It's a very
They're
tough
so
balance.
evenly matched that
Yeah.
it's a really tough.
Here's-
I refuse to be objective. So
Yeah, here's where I'm at. I actually feel better about Denver and how they've guarded the Clippers, and then I feel like there's enough room for improvement offensively that I'm
Yeah.
confident that they can win the series, even more so than when the series initially started, and even more so after Game 1, even though they lost Game 2.
Nice.
So, like trying to like take away my homerism, I do think Denver. I think Denver can win it in 6. I think they probably split, and then they've got to get over the hump. They've got to get over the Game 6
Yeah.
hump and win one on the road, and just end it
Game
early.
seven style.
Because your season's over if you're going to a Game 7, in my opinion. It's
Oh,
too much.
100%.
I believe
it's too
that.
much mental energy sucked out of you to go and then
especially
play.
to go in and try and play OKC next.
So
But they did say that I think the Nuggets have the best record or second best record on the road behind OKC.
yeah, very good road team.
So that makes me
I-
feel good, which it used to be the other way, and we were not the best at home this year. So
I threw this stat out there that Denver's 8-2 in their last 10 road playoff games.
ooh, that's a good
Love
one.
that.
They're
I love that
they're
stat.
a very good road playoff team. They won 2 in Miami, they won 2 in LA, they won 2 in Minnesota, and Yeah, I'm confident. I'm confident they can
That
at
feels
least
good.
take one from LA.
I agree.
All right,
You
Will.
say, you
Take
say
us home.
Nuggets 6?
Yeah, take us home.
Okay, this is how I thought about it. If me and my family's life was on the line, this is how I
So
had to
dramatic.
This is how I. But
That was
otherwise,
so
I would
unnecessary, but go on.
yeah, this is how
His
I had.
poor
to think about it.
7-week-old.
Yeah, this is how I had to think about it to be not biased.
Okay.
And
I love that.
Oh,
if
okay,
I
okay.
really thought about it, I think I would say Clippers in 6 games.
I was just gonna say that if my life was on the line, I would probably have to say Clippers.
And I think that's the non-biased approach,
Feel
which
that.
is lame
Yeah.
because every media head said Clippers in 6, Clippers in 7.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it just feels like that is kind of a real possibility. And this is the other good thing about me saying that, because one, there's part of me that believes in it. I usually am a very positive person.
Yeah,
Like,
this
as
is
Brent.
shocking for me. This is
Like
absolutely
I'm
shocking.
very hopeful. I always think we're gonna pull it out. I'm positive in every aspect of my life. But this is what I tell you: if I'm right,
True.
then I'm right, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be so happy that I'm wrong.
All right,
And
so
Yeah.
so who's putting a
That's
ban
kind
on
of
Clippers in
win-win for
6
me there.
right now
Yeah.
to ease our
That's
pain?
my,
I kind of have to see the
dramatic.
game 3 to really know.
Game
And that's what I
3.
said. I had to see.
I
game
think if
1
we
and
lose
game
2 in a row, it's over.
yeah, it's over
Yeah.
if they lose 2 in a row for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think this is too close of a series and too good of a matchup for us to allow them to pull ahead at all. Like
Yep.
for
Yeah.
us to allow them to, get
There's
more than a
probably
game up
3-1
on us.
comeback. Yeah, this
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
around.
yeah. No more.
Yeah.
No 3-1 comebacks with Westbrook
I
on
mean-
your team. Sorry.
What Jokic said though, yeah.
Sorry,
what-
Westbrook. Sorry for the.
No,
The low blow
I'm
there.
not the biggest fan of Westbrook.
shade.
although he played great in game 1. I mean, Jokic said it after game 1 or game 2, but he just said, this is great basketball. Like, if you're a basketball fan, this is fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's true. Like, all of my buddies that are not really big Nuggets fans are super tuned into this series. And, like, it's fun to watch. Like, if you...
Yeah, it is.
It's
I'm-
such
we went
good
back-
basketball.
I wish it wasn't my team involved in this, really.
No, it makes it so much more stressful. Like I can't wait to go watch the rest of the
Excruciating.
Rockets Warriors game. Like I'm totally gonna watch the whole
Oh,
second
heck yeah.
half of the game. I
Yeah.
want
Yep.
them to come back down 14. That's not bad. Half.
Yeah.
Down
Hey,
14
they
at the
can do it.
half.
They
That's
can do
not
it.
enough with that's not too much with
Number
Steph
in
Curry.
The NBA is 15. If you're within 15 with 4 minutes left in the game, you are within striking distance with the way
Yep.
people shoot
Okay.
threes, especially when you have Steph Curry.
Yep.
And now Jimmy Butler. You
And
know,
Jalen Pickett.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was daydreaming today.
That's a
How much
great
of I am. I was daydreaming today. I said, "What if I could choose any scenario for Game 3? What would I choose?" I thought in my head, Nuggets go down 30. Jalen comes in the third quarter and goes
And
off.
just-
It's 8 threes. From the second half of the third quarter to the first half of the
He's so
fourth quarter.
fucking for real. You thought this was a scenario that could happen.
Yeah. I was just in
He
love.
said, yeah.
It was making me so happy. And so they get within 12 points, right? So they bring Jokic in, keep like MPJ and Jamal on the bench because they were sucking. They got him in the hole. And so Jokic comes in and keeps feeding Jalen Pickett, and they just go off and come out. And the biggest playoff road win in NBA history. That's what's going to happen.
What a
You know
hot, what a
what?
hot take.
I hope that happens for you.
Maybe
I'm
not
ready for it.
I know, because if we go down 30 and I won't be alive, like I won't be alive to see the comeback. I will be dead.
So
Like,
I-
Spencer, oh my gosh, he did it. And everyone's like, oh, well, long live
She's
Spencer.
gone.
She's gone.
We've lived
Last year-
through 50-point deficits in a must-win Game 6 in Minnesota. We can handle it.
So last year,
I
was
didn't
at-
live.
our mom's got a house down here in southern Utah, and so they were there last year when they were playing Golden State, and Denver was down 21 with 5 minutes left, and I was like, this game's so over. I left the house on my drive
Nikola
home.
Jokic.
I'm like doing this, watching it while I'm driving. I'm seeing
That's
Aaron Gordon
Spencer.
I'm seeing Aaron Gordon. He's like going off. He got him back into that game. He started making and ones and threes and layups and made a bunch of free throws, and they got back into it. And that's when Jokic ended up hitting that half quarter game winner. But like
so good.
Man, that was one of the best games ever.
Come back. Yeah, Jamal said it. Like they're a good comeback team. They always have been.
Yeah.
Kind of annoying. I really wish we didn't have to go through that.
Yeah.
Incapable of playing a normal basketball game.
Very.
100%.
It's not fun for them. Like I swear they get off on like going down 20 and being like, ha ha ha, got them right where we want them, and like
100%.
And you think back to like Nuggets basketball. Swipe always says that, like Nuggets basketball. Let's do this. You go back to 2023 and you're like, that was Nuggets basketball, right? No, they were down by 20 like 3 times the Lakers that year, and like down. They were down all the time.
Lost
and they
game
just
2 to Miami. They were down in game 3 in Miami.
And and that's when
Multiple
Jamal
times.
went crazy. But like, they've always done that. And it's not.
Shit's so annoying. That's like literally.
That's actually the only negative thing that I take from game 2 is like they're usually the best in that scenario, right? And it's like when they aren't the best, it's like, are they losing their like superpower to just?
I talked about this the other week.
Yeah.
It felt like the team that I used to be like, even if we were down 10 in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left to go, I'm like, oh, they're winning the game. Like last year I would have said that 100%.
Easy.
And this year, like especially in the last half of the year, I haven't felt that way, and it's sad because like usually I'm like, oh, we're down, but now it feels like if we're down 10 with 10 minutes to go, like we're losing the game.
I also think it's different when they have the lead too. Like I texted
when do they have the lead?
In game 2, they had the lead.
Okay.
Most of the first half, they were in the lead. They
that was nice.
Lakers went up 46-45, and that was the first time they took the lead in that game.
Yeah, that's true.
But in game 1, I texted you. We have text receipts. At the end of the third quarter, I was like, this is the kind of game that they always win.
It's true.
And it was true. They were down. They came back, and it kind of felt like a win the whole time. Game 2, it didn't feel like that for me. It didn't really feel like ever like they were going to win because I don't know.
Kawhi was literally making everything.
He willed them to that win. That was crazy. It doesn't happen.
Yeah,
much
what are you gonna do?
Jokic. So
I don't know. The missed free throws, I feel like gave them the win.
We have game 3 tomorrow night, right? It's game 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
8 p.m. Eastern.
We'll see. Can't wait. I'm excited for it.
Eastern.
Yeah, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Pacific time.
You're welcome, everyone.
I've never thought of anything in Pacific time in my life.
Caitlin will literally every time we post, I always just usually say MST and sometimes EST because I know that's like where the most of our like people are. But Caitlin just has to post like every single time. So.
I put every time zone because I know that I'm too dumb. Where if someone's like
That's
2
the most
p.m.
professional way to do
MST,
that.
I'm like, how many? What time is that for me?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is I'm actually sad because I've always said Denver, like Mountain Time Zone or like Pacific is the best time to watch games because you get to watch the Nuggets play at like 7 or whatever, and like the Eastern games, are still early. No, I'm moving to Dallas now, which is only Central, but it feels like 1 hour feels so much like
it's terrible. It's not. It makes a huge.
Yeah.
I know
difference.
Eastern's worse because.
Girl.
My parents aren't Eastern, but like I don't feel bad for them because my parents are literally like I could call it. My mom's a nurse. She'll be up at 6 a.m. I'll call her at 3 a.m. She's like, oh yeah, just finished doing a project. So like it's honestly best that they're on Eastern time zone. But for me, I need 8 hours of sleep unless I want to be a demon.
This might be a hot take though. I mean, we're kind of getting off the rails here, but like I'm kind of a night owl. And we like to go to like New York and Boston. We love those cities and visiting them. And here in DC, I like it too. But you get your whole day to do whatever you want, and like you get to go to a nice dinner and then you go
watch
to
the
hotel. You get all cozy, and the game hasn't even started yet. I actually love that.
No, I would love that because I'm a night owl, but I have a job that forces me to be up at 7 a.m.
He's an entrepreneur, so he
If I had work,
he doesn't have a normal schedule.
If I had to go to an office at 7 a.m., I would harm myself.
Thank you.
That wouldn't be as fun.
But on a Friday when that happens, oh my gosh, yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to dinner and I'm like, oh, the Nuggets game isn't till like, even if it's at like 8, I'm like, oh, like I'm like literally on my couch like with my little like espresso martini. I'm like, oh, time to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually kind of like it, but again, we were up till 1:30 a.m. in DC watching that Wolves game, screaming,
Yeah,
probably
that's-
waking up the whole
That
house.
doesn't account for fall asleep time, which was much later than that, by the way,
Dude,
because
there
of
was-
trauma
Stress.
and
Because you're
stress and
adrenaline. No,
anxiety.
you literally. That's why anytime I go to a Nuggets game, I know I'm going to be going to bed even later because
Yeah.
the adrenaline from being at the game is like insane. Like you can't just like turn it off and like be like, all right, no, passing out
Yeah.
now.
Nighty
Regular-
night.
I can do it in the regular
Night-night.
season. I can like watch a game and like turn the page pretty quick, but not for playoff games.
Good for you.
I had
Speak for
went
yourself.
To the Jalen Pickout breakout game this year when they blew out Phoenix and home.
That's
over
true.
Christmas
We were there
break.
for that game.
Him and I, we had
That
a
was
good time
so
at that
cool.
game. That was,
Yeah.
And then
that
Caitlin
was
and I
great.
went to the next game, the Christmas Day game together, and they lost.
Bummer.
to the Suns. Yeah,
I
that
was like, oh, never come in. And that arena sucked. That
Wait,
arena was so
yeah.
small compared to ball.
My wife's in love with Devin Booker, so she's always like loved going. And
That's valid.
He's the
took
worst.
I took her to a game in Phoenix a couple years ago, and yeah, that arena is weird.
It's so weird. It's so
It's
small.
weird. It's yeah, and like kind of claustrophobic. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Anyway, I think that was fun.
Yeah. Really fun.
Sorry, we're also ADHD. That's what
Yes.
happens when you put 4 of us in one room.
I think it makes it fun.
I had a great time. Our
It was-
I had
listeners
so
may,
much fun.
may get confused sometimes. I'll make sure and do some editing to make sure it makes sense. But thank
Well,
you.
thanks for that.
Thank you so much to
Thank
both of you for joining.
Yeah,
that
thanks
really was a
for-
blast.
that was fun.
We love just being passionate about Nuggets and sports in general. And
Oh,
you
same.
guys
It's our
fed
favorite.
that so well. So thanks
Yeah.
thanks for coming on for sure.
Thanks for having
No,
us.
this was so much
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, we need to have you. We decided because we hadn't had a guest on until we had Adam on last week, and then we had Will and Grace on, and we were like, should we just have a bunch of friends on for playoffs? So we'll have to get.
playoffs?
Yeah, so
That's-
hopefully
Yeah.
we survive, and maybe we can have y'all on next week or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Anytime, any place, let's do it.
we did the same thing. Like we started doing it just me and Will at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then we actually had Mike Singer on as our very first guest somehow,
Oh,
what a
cool.
get!
and it was
Okay.
like, well, this is kind of fun. We should
Hey,
try and
so
get more
I-
guests. Like this,
I would-
that was a great
yeah.
time.
That was crazy. I'm still not sure how we got him.
I have
Brennan.
no idea. I have no idea.
I don't know how that happened.
There's this guy in town. I went on his podcast. And he has 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he can't
Ah,
get
damn.
Mike Singer to come on. Like he can't get him to respond. He can't get him. I'm like, Sports Swords, we got him, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro.
We literally had, I think we had 4 subscribers when he came on our show.
And
Shut
That's so
up.
lit.
listen to it. You guys should go listen to it. It's a good. I feel
it
like
actually
Oh,
is-
100%.
It really is. He's amazing. Like it was.
I
It was
love
so
that.
fun to listen to him. Anyways,
and we,
you
yeah,
guys are
That's
awesome.
so cool
too.
that you got him.
yeah,
He
it
was
so
our most
fun.
popular. I think this has been the most fun podcast we've done, though. So
We
thank
had
you,
one
thank
short,
you so much.
We had one short blow up where I literally watched. Brennan told me to open Twitter, and I saw the. You guys might have seen it on Twitter, but I saw the result or the Luka trade live on our podcast.
Yeah,
And that
Oh.
views or something.
Yeah.
which was
Oh
good.
yeah, I think our
That's
show about the Luka
funny.
trade was one of our most watched
Yeah.
Nuggets
The Ryan
Nuggets episodes for
Blackburn
sure.
one, remember? Did you guys see that one?
yeah,
Yes, I
Yeah,
was like,
that one was good.
yeah.
that was
That one,
Yeah.
that
so.
one went off. That had like millions of views.
Oh yeah, I mean I was in Florida like visiting my parents or whatever because it was what was this Christmas break right or
A
before
little after, I think.
little
Yeah.
after any my friend's baby
First
shower.
week
I
of
was there like
Feb, yeah.
Yeah. I was there for my friend's baby shower, and like my mom's just now gotten into like the Nuggets or whatever. So she like knows like Jokic and Luka are besties and whatnot. So I'm like laying in bed, and I was like, my mom like comes into my room, and it's like it was so late because I was in Florida, so it was like midnight. And I think Caitlin texted me first, and then I was like, Mom, I was like, Luka got traded, and my mom was like, isn't that their franchise player? I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was insane.
crazy.
I
Tragic.
still
Sorry, guys.
can't
So
get over
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, thanks
was
again.
fun.
Thanks,
that was a
guys.
blast.
Yes,
And-
thank
and
you.
yeah, we're always available to chat. So just hit us
Yay,
up.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to. We'll figure out a time.
Follow U Sports. Is it at U Sports?
It is
I
literally
think so.
EW.
Yeah.
And go
Sick.
and their YouTube channel is awesome. Go subscribe.
It is.
Oh, thanks,
Spencer,
guys.
Yeah,
I'll
make
put
sure you guys
I'll put
subscribe
your
here,
Twitter
too.
handles. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh yeah. Follow
Yeah, sure,
us.
why not? For fun.
Yeah, sure.
We don't
Go
really
crazy.
care,
Yeah.
But,
I know
could care
you
less.
guys don't.
all right. Thanks, guys. Take
Adios.
care.
Thank
Until next
you.
time.
Bye,
Go Nuggets.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Go Nuts.